Marjorie, our good friend Marjorie. We love Marjorie, don't we, guys? Marjorie Taylor Greene. Marjorie has spent a lot of time talking about a lot of things that are quite strange. We remember the Jewish space lasers that caused the forest fires in California. You remember when she said that Muslims do not belong in Congress because their way of life is antithetical to the Constitution, so they should go back go back to the Middle East with their goats. Good friend Marjorie, who said that she doesn't believe in QAnon, but Q is a real patriot who loves the country, and that Donald Trump did nothing wrong. Not only that he is the real president and Joe Biden is fake and evil and cringe. Well, and a bunch of other stuff, but don't worry, we'll talk about it later. Well, Marjorie seems like she should have put her foot in her mouth a while ago, because Marjorie is on trial. She's in court, more specifically. What happened is that there was a lawsuit that's been taken up. Marjorie, so there was a lawsuit that was filed against Marjorie that said that she actually is incapable of holding office because she violated one of the only things that can get you thrown out of Congress, but via the Constitution, legally, for things that you can do. So it can be one of two things, which is raising an insurrection against the country, or giving comfort and aid to the nation's enemies. Yeah, get her out of here. Get her out of here. Really curious, right? Especially, when we just came back from, the riot at the Capitol, the insurrection to overthrow the government and reinstall Donald Trump as the new God King Emperor of the United States for all of time. Something along those lines. I heard that they had a plan that they were going to install him and make sure that he stays alive by killing off 1,000 liberals every single day to use their life force essence to keep him going. Something along those lines. I'm not really sure. Something Conquest the Stars. Not really sure. Anyways, this means that she now and so she tried to sue to get the case thrown out, like Madison Cawthorn did. Madison Cawthorn also had this lawsuit brought up against him in North Carolina. It got thrown out. She tried to do the same. It didn't work. And so this means on Friday, she had to stand trial. She had to take the witness stand in court and be questioned by the prosecution about her role in January 6th, and to prove to the court that she is ineligible via the Constitution to not run again. This one led to a bunch of wacky memes, let me tell you. A lawyer for voters seeking to disqualify her from running for re-election that she did not know the answer to a question about whether she advocates for violence against whom she disagrees with. Which, starting out, that's not a great starting foot, right? That's not a great thing to start off with, to be like, I don't know whether or not I argue for violence against them. It's just kind of strange. It's just kind of weird. Trump is at the preceding rally told his supporters to march onto the Capitol and fight like hell, and repeating false claims that the election was stolen. It's spearheaded by a group called Free Speech for People that advocates for campaign reform. Ron Fein, the lawyer for the voters seeking Green's disqualification, said in his opening remarks that the Congresswoman played an important role in instigating the attack on the Capitol. In some cases, the mask falls, and she shows us exactly what she intended. And so there are a couple of back and forth that went around, right? This is a really interesting back and forth with her and the lawyer that you can take a look at.
Anything for violence. And all of my words never ever mean anything for violence.
Nothing I say ever means anything for violence.
No, I don't agree with how you're phrasing.
Wait, let me see.
No, I don't agree with how you're phrasing that question. No.
It's true, though, that you liked a post that suggested that, quote, a bullet to the head of Nancy Pelosi would be a quicker way to remove her as Speaker of the House than impeachment, right?
CNN has lied about me multiple times. And
that's true. That's true. There's documented evidence of that. She did say that. Yes. She did say a bullet to the head would be a quicker way of getting Trump out of office. I mean, getting Nancy Pelosi out of office. The thing is, I mean, she's technically right. It would be quicker than you know, impeachment, but it's not really the best thing when you're up on court and, you know, you say all that type of stuff and then you say it was super sick that the insurrection happened.
You're using a CNN article.
I'm asking you to answer my question.
So she was super combative the entire time, super angry that she was being asked questions, didn't work at all with the people. And so she referenced CNN a lot. She says everything bad said about her or anything is like CNN propaganda, some stupid shit like that. There's also this old video. Some of you all remember this old video of Green and some of her supporters and Trump supporters trying to break into and harass AOC's staff. So they went to AOC's like Congress door and then they decided to do this.
You want to talk to Crazy Ocasio? You come to this little thing and you open it up and you whisper into her. Session. This is confession.
Crazy ass Joker laugh. If you were wondering where she was, there she is. She's recording.
This is Ocasio confession right there.
Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez.
She can't fucking pronounce her name for shit. And if I remember this correctly, I think this is before she was in office. Ocasio, Alexandria, Ocasio, Cortezio. It is me, your greatest nightmare. This is actually before she was in Congress. Just so you know, she spent a lot of time going to Congress and bullying people. She hunted David Hogg and then chased him through the streets, telling him that he's a liar, a faker, and he's using his school shooting to destroy the country. And then she spent some time hunting down AOC as well, but thankfully AOC was not there right now.
American citizen. I pay your salary through the taxes that you collect from me through the IRS because I'm a tax-paying citizen of the United States. I'm a woman. I'm a female business owner.
Oh my gosh, guys, she's a woman and a female. Yo. And so they all took turns just like yelling at what is either an empty room or her staff like filing papers.
This is like child games.
This is child
session.
This is child games? What, you trying to sneak into someone's like congressional office? You know you can't just go into anybody's office at any point in time, right? Well, they didn't know that. They spent time. She wasn't there, so they wrote like a little note. If you remember this, back when AOC got into office, a lot of people came by and they wrote her like nice notes and everything that were like outside of her board. There was like if you remember that, this is old drama where she actually had to get a bigger board to keep all of the nice notes that people were writing. And then the Republicans got mad at her for taking up too much space and being a loser and a stinky, basically. She's fucking illiterate. Ocasio Cortez? Is this her trying to write her last name? She's trying her best. Oh, is that supposed to say crazy? Ocasio Crazy Cortez? Why does she write like a 4-year-old in their non-dominant with their non-dominant hand? Also, my burger is here. Look at the way that she writes. Good Lord. She writes like a literal child. Anyways, let's look at this as well. I'm going to play this for you, okay? Because this is really, really funny. So during the hearing and everything, she kept saying things like, "Oh, I don't remember that. I don't recall that. CNN say that. I didn't say that," right? All this type of stuff. Or nothing that yeah, sure, I may have said something like that, but everything I say is not for violence. She said like stuff like that all the time. Watch what happens when she gets pressed on it.
Ms. Green, I want to direct your attention to the bottom of the 4th page of the exhibit. Mm-hmm. This is a paragraph that starts out, "She's a traitor to our country." Do you see that?
I object, Your Honor. What possible relevance could it be that she had political disagreements that resulted in hyperbole that is commonly used?
Your Honor, this is an argument.
Next.
Thank you. I just want to ask a narrow question, Representative Green. Did you say, referring to Speaker Pelosi, She's a traitor to our country. She's guilty of treason. She took an oath to protect the American citizens. She gives aid and comfort to our enemies who illegally invade our land. That's what treason is. And our law representatives and senators can be kicked out and no longer serve in our government. And it's a crime punishable by death, is what treason is. Nancy Pelosi is guilty of treason. Did you say those words?
She's linking. She's thinking.
This is what I was telling you, is she doesn't uphold our laws.
It's a simple yes or no question, ma'am. Did you say those words?
Without being instructed by him to say yes or no.
I don't agree, Your Honor. This is cross-examination. She's entitled to an answer to my question, not a speech.
Did you say these words that are quoted on the bottom of it? Did you say that?
Look at her face.
According to the CNN article I did, I don't remember.
Do you recall?
She doesn't remember. She doesn't remember. She doesn't remember. You don't remember? You don't remember this? It was a big moment for you, really? Because I thought someone would remember something like this. Here, let's see if we, guys, let's try and do something nice. Let's try to help Marjorie. Let's see if we can jog her memory. Take a look at this.
She's a traitor to our country. She's guilty of treason. She took an oath to protect American citizens and uphold our laws. And she gives aid and comfort to our enemies who illegally invade our land. That's what treason is. Exactly. And by our law, representatives and senators can be kicked out and no longer serve in our government. And it's a crime punishable by death, is what treason is. Nancy Pelosi is guilty of treason, and we want her out of our government.
Strange. CNN said that, I guess. CNN said that. I mean, no, I mean, that was a big moment. She was holding a megaphone. She was standing. She was literally given a soapbox to stand on. Your Honor, I have suddenly developed amnesia, and I have no recollection of any of these things occurring. Never seen anything like this at all. I've as soon as things become an issue, it's incredible. It's really sad. Honestly. And the thing is, there's a good chance that she's gonna get off, right? Like, I would like to believe that she gets her ass kicked out of Congress. I would love to believe that, but in all likelihood, she's probably going to get off. The First Amendment is pretty broad with a lot of the stuff that you can say, and you can get pretty close to just directly advocating for violence. And she really may have been far enough away to, I mean, every normal person knows that Nancy Pelosi, traitor, that's treason. Treason is punishable by death. So you can do just A plus B equals C. It seems like it makes a lot of sense that you're saying like Nancy Pelosi should die. She should die. And I mean, people, after she gave that like rousing speech, people went to her office with guns to hunt her down. They went there with plastic handcuffs. People said zip ties, but in all actuality, they're not just zip ties. They were like the real plastic handcuffs that you would use at like concerts or something for like 100 people who need to be handcuffed or something, right? Give Stinky Bordiger? No, I'm sorry. Little aside, Argo, you can take this out if you want or leave it. You remember those like slap bracelets? You just like you slap it, and then it's like it like bends outwards, but then you slap it and like just collapses like a little bracelet. Has anyone here ever like slapped them on like your dick or like someone else's dick, or have you like seen it? Because I started, as soon as you said like someone said like flex cuffs, I was like, man, that sounds so fucking funny. Yes, I've done it. You've done it. Sus. People are doing it. Fucking yikes. What? I'm sorry. I wanted to know. I knew he's gonna ask if we slept with other dicks. I don't have a dick. I'm so sorry. I would never do that. That's the type of person who would go, I'd never do that. But then they're like laying up at like 1 a.m., not tired, staring at the ceiling. They turn over to their nightstand, see the little flex, see the little like slap bracelet, and think, everyone with dicks does it. Am I right, fellas? I never did it. I just wanted to know if anybody else had. I just wanted to know what anybody else had. Sometimes your mind goes microwave mode. It's called having ADHD, and if you make fun of it, you are ableist. So congratulations on your ableism arc. We got distracted. Listen, Marjorie seemed like she had a hard time remembering a lot of things while she was on trial. Well, Marjorie seemed like she had a lot of things that she didn't remember while she was testifying in front of court. Let's watch this pathetic example of her trying to weasel her way out of her words again.
In fact, you think that Speaker Pelosi is a traitor to the country, right?
I'm not answering that question. It's speculation. It's
You've said that, haven't you, Ms. Green, that she's a traitor to the country?
No, I haven't said that.
Okay.
Speculation, like speculation on the words that you just said. It's incredible how she calls it speculation. She's trying to weasel out of literally everything that she says. I can see Stinky trying to steal food. Oh yeah, he's trying.
Put up plaintiff's exhibit 5, please.
Oh, no, wait. Hold on now. I believe by not upholding the securing the border, that violates her oath of office.
Ah, there it is. She remembers, guys. She remembers. Man, if your whole strategy for getting yourself out, yeah, literally Ace Attorney moment. If your strategy for getting yourself out of a jam in court is just to lie until, okay, let's pull that up until they say that they're going to pull something up. That's when it starts to become like an issue. She's like, oh, hopefully he'll just pull something from CNN again. I'll just say it's CNN's fault. He's like, play the video. Whoa, video. What? That's a CNN video. Isn't this perjury? Well, she corrected herself very quickly. So maybe typically perjury is like they find out like afterwards, or you like go on and on and on, like even harder. It would be really funny if they got her for perjury for some other things that she said. Once again, she was testifying for like 7 hours. So this isn't all of it, but it is really funny how she doesn't know about anything. She doesn't remember anything. Everything is CNN all the way up until he's about to play the video of what he's about, what she's about to say. It's just hilarious. Like with these types of people, they're such absolute disgusting goons. And the thing is, like, a lot of people in her district, is that enough to get her out of office? I don't know. But there are people running against her, and she has a lot of competition in her district. If you guys remember back when she was actually in the local news, she went on the local news program, and her viewers could, and her voters could call in from her district, and they all chewed her out. They all called her like a weirdo, unproductive piece of shit who's like ruining the country and not even giving Biden a fair chance. It is really, really, really funny. It was so good to get to see her get chewed out, but yeah, that's what it is. That's how it is. All right. That's what these people are.